shoes squeaking. First, this is like I don't know, kind of an old-fashioned girl costume, I guess. By the way, I don't know. The hat kind of really ties it together, otherwise it just looks like a cute dress. But the shoulder pads, this is like vintage dress, you guys. It's awesome. Look at this detail too. It like has like where it like goes down. I don't know. Can you see what I'm talking about? It's beautiful. But anyway, so with the costume out of the way, let's talk about my pillow that I got. One more divergence before I explain the pillow. I'm so mad. In my last video, I was dressed as an army girl for Halloween, of course, and I'm so upset I forgot to wear my grandpa's army tags. Do you guys want some my dead grandpa army tags ASMR? So weird. I'm sorry. I'm a very weird person. I've accepted that he's gone and he's in a better place now. It's also very strange because my lucky numbers are on my grandpa's ID tags. It says his last name, comma, his first name and his middle initial, and then his ID number, and then it says A space POS. I can't remember what that means. There's like a military explanation for that wording. And then at the bottom, there's a space between that, and then there's something at the bottom that says Methodist. I'll never remember what these mean because it was explained to me at like such a weird time, so I'll have to figure out what it means again. But yeah, and then both of them are the same. They just both say the same thing. Okay. Pillow talk now. It's pillow talk time. As I was saying, if you've watched my previous episodes lately, at least the Halloween ones, I've been obsessed with finding heart-shaped pillows at my job and taking them home. We had the first one, this tiny one, in my fairy video. The second one in my 70s girl video. That's like kind of like an old-fashioned-y, I don't know, weird design pillow. And then this one from my last one, the army one. The army girl video. It's a real heart. I thought that was so cute. So fitting. I just love it. I don't know. So, the pillow that I found for today's episode, this is the first pillow I brought home. I don't like the color of it. I don't like the design of it. But the only reason that I'm obsessed with it and think I might keep it forever is because it's quilted, and somebody literally quilted hearts into it. I'll show you up close. It's so cute. Is that not so perfect for this theme of like this vintage dress that I have? I mean, come on. Come on. You have to like the video just because of that. I mean, I realized like my brand, I guess, is love. I mean, it's what I identify with the most. I've always identified with it the most. And yeah, I can't believe I keep finding art pillows. Is that not so cool? Okay. I will get right into reading the book now. Sorry for such a long intro again. Wow, it's 16 minutes into recording and I have not started reading it. Oh my goodness. And I plan to film 2 videos today. I'm definitely going to though, this time. Because I'm off work today. Sometimes we don't have work, so they tell me to, like, we don't have to come in one day if we work extra long one of the days. So today I'm off, so two, like, leopard onesies. One of them's like a brown leopard and one of them's just plain black. I do have a black cat, so I do instinctively want to go for the black one, but I think to be more interesting, I'll wear the spotted leopard one. So that'll be my next video, and that'll be so much easier than like putting on heels and getting all cute. I did some curls in my hair too. Okay, let's get started. I went instinctively to like where I'd folded a page down. Heck no, that is not where we are. That's where we are. Right there. Officially 17 minutes in, and I'm gonna start reading. I promise. By the way, I am feeling better lately, so. With his pen stalled above the page, Livanov remembered the day, early in the summer of 1936, when he'd returned to Sonim after 2 years away at Yeshiva. Everything looked smaller than he remembered. He walked down the street with his hands in his pockets, wearing the new hat he'd bought with money he'd saved, and which he thought lent him an air of worldly experience. Turning onto a street that led away from the square, he felt that much more time had passed than 2 years. The same chickens were laying eggs in their coops. The same toothless men were arguing over nothing, but somehow everything seemed smaller and shabbier. Livanov knew that inside him something had changed. He had become something else. He passed a tree with a hole in the trunk in which he'd once hidden a dirty picture he'd stolen from the desk of his father's friend. He'd shown it to 5 or 6 boys before word got back to his brother, who'd confiscated it for his own purposes. Livanov walked toward the tree, and that's when he saw them. They were standing about 10 yards away. Kirksky was leaning against a fence, and Alma was leaning against him. Livanov watched as Kirksky took her face in his hands. She paused, and then lifted her face to meet his, and as Livanov watched them kiss, he felt that everything that belonged to him was worthless. 16 years later, he watched as each night another chapter of the book written by Kirksky reappeared in his own long hand. For the record, he copied it word for word, except for the names, all but one of which he changed. Chapter 18, he wrote on the 18th night, "Love among the angels. How angels sleep. Unsoundly. They toss and turn, trying to understand the mystery of the living. They know so little about what it's like to fill a new prescription for glasses, and suddenly see the world again with a mixture of disappointment and gratitude. The first time a girl named," here Livanov paused to crack his knuckles, "Alma puts her hand just below your bottom rib. About this feeling, they have only theories, but no solid ideas. If you gave them a snow globe, they might not even know to shake it. Also, they don't dream. For this reason, they have one less thing to talk about. In a backward way, when they wake up, they feel as if there is something they are forgetting to tell each other. There is disagreement among the angels as to whether this is a result of something vestigial, or whether it is the result of the empathy they feel for the living. So powerful it sometimes makes them weep. In general, they fall into these 2 camps on the subject of dreams. Even among the angels, there is the sadness of division." At this point, Livanov got up to piss, flushing before he was finished in order to see if he could empty his bladder before the bowl refilled with fresh water. Afterwards, he glanced at himself in the mirror, took a pair of tweezers out of the medicine chest, and plucked a stray nose hair. He crossed the hall to the kitchen and rooted around in the cabinet for something to eat. Finding nothing, he put the kettle on to boil, sat down at his desk, and continued copying. "Private matters. It's true that they don't have a sense of smell, but angels, in their infinite love for the living, go around smelling everything in emulation. Like dogs, they don't feel bashful about going up and sniffing each other. Sometimes when they are unable to sleep, they lie in bed with a nose in their armpits, wondering what they smell like." Livanov blew his nose, crumpled the tissue, and dropped it at his feet. The arguments between angels are external and lack hope of solution. This is because they argue about what it means to be among the living, and because they don't know, they can only speculate, much the way the living speculate was trying to fool himself into feeling alone, and they tiptoe around him. To help things along, they might talk about him as if he weren't there. If they happen to bump into him by accident, they whisper, "It wasn't me." Litvinoff shook his hand, which had begun to cramp. Then he continued writing. For better or worse, angels don't get married. To begin with, they are too busy, and secondly, they don't fall in love with each other. If you don't know what it feels like to have someone you love put a hand below your bottom rib for the first time, what chance is there for love? Litvinoff paused to imagine Rosa's smooth hand on his ribs, and was pleased to find that it gave him goosebumps. The way they live together is not unlike a fresh litter of pups, blind and grateful, and denuded. This is not to say that they don't feel love, because they do. Sometimes they feel it so strongly that they think they're having a panic attack. In these moments, their hearts race uncontrollably, and they worry that they are going to throw up. But the love they feel is not for their own kind, but for the living, who they can neither understand, nor smell, nor touch. It is a general love for the living, though being general doesn't make it any less potent. Only from time to time does an angel find in herself a defect that causes her to fall in love, not in general, but in the specific. On the day Litvinoff reached the last page, he gathered up his friend Kirksky's manuscript, shuffled the pages around, and threw them in the trash bin under the kitchen sink. But Rosa often came over, and it occurred to him that she might find them there, so he took them out again and disposed of them in the metal trash cans behind the house, hidden under a few garbage bags. Then he got ready for bed, but half an hour later, plagued by the fear that someone might find them, he was up again, digging through the bins to retrieve the pages. He stuffed them under his bed and tried to sleep, only the stench of garbage was too bad. So he got up, found a flashlight, took a gardening trowel out of his landlady's shed, dug a hole next to her white hydrangea, dropped the pages in, and buried them. By the time he got into bed again, in his muddy pajamas, the sky was already getting light. That might have been the last of it, if it weren't for the fact that every time he saw his landlady's hydrangea from his window, Litvinoff was reminded of what he wished to forget. When spring arrived, he began to watch the bush obsessively, half expecting it to bloom with the news of his secret. One afternoon he watched in aggravated suspense as his landlady planted some tulips around the base of it. Whenever he would close his eyes to sleep, the huge white flowers would appear in his mind to taunt him. Things only got worse. His conscience tormented him more and more, until the night before he and Rosa were to get married and moved to the bungalow on the cliff. Litvinoff got up in a cold sweat, snuck out in the middle of the night, and dug up his burden once and for all. From then on, he kept it in a drawer of his desk in the study of the new house, locked with a key he thought he'd hidden. Okay, so there's a break in the chapter here, so I'm gonna stop there for today because I seem to have talked through the beginning of this video for like 20 minutes. So you guys are gonna get me reading this book and then lots and lots and lots of bonus footage of me still doing ASMR but talking more personally to you guys about my costume and opening this umbrella for you guys. Oh! I just scared my dog. You guys want to meet my dog really quick? Oh my god. Normally I'm holding her in my right arm, so she's like, why? So the cameras can see you, girlfriend. Yes. I don't think she likes the microphone either. She doesn't understand it. She's terrified of things she doesn't understand. Like any dog, aren't you? Okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me. It makes me smile whenever I get a subscriber because my channel is very small, if you can't tell.
knew I was missing something. Oh. There we go. Is this good enough angle? Oh my lord. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's better.
I also have a parasol umbrella. When it opens, it's literally a parasol. Oh, is my hair messed up? Hold on. Okay, I think my hair looks fine. But yeah, I got this for myself a few years ago on Amazon. The reviews were iffy, but I just wanted a parasol for myself so bad. I needed to buy myself a umbrella, and I didn't want a normal one because I'm just not normal. Can you tell? But also, I don't believe in like a lot of superstitions. I'm a very old soul. If you believe in superstitions, you like can't live. My sister is so superstitious that she likes, even at age 29, she still lifts her feet up over railroad tracks. And at a certain point in my life, enough bad things happened to me that I was like, none of my superstitions are real. I mean, if they were, none of this bad stuff would happen to me. So screw superstitions, and I've just broken away from that. Anyway, my point being, oh. Oh my god. So occasionally. Oh my gosh. So it looks like I just proved my whole point wrong because it looks like my whole umbrella broke. But this happens occasionally if I don't put it away right. All of these need to be lined up with the ends correctly, and if they're not, this will happen. So I promise it's not broken, even though it looks like it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, I promise. I swear. Okay, watch.
So I have to line each one up one by one. I honestly have considered like super gluing each of these so that this never happens again, but I haven't because I'm not sure if that's like part of the umbrella working properly. Is these not fully being stuck in place? I don't know. Also, I don't know, I think I'm just like smarter than the average person. I really had to learn how to problem solve by myself growing up. So I'm really good at it, I guess. I've had a lot of practice at problem solving. Like completely by myself. So I quickly figured out that this wasn't broken the first time it happened. I just had to do this. But that makes me wonder if a lot of the Amazon reviews I saw were just people who got mad and thought that it broke instead of actually just looking at it for 2 seconds and seeing that it wasn't broken. It just needed put back together. It's a very delicate thing to have, a parasol. But I don't think this is normal. I think it might be just a cheap out that they didn't actually glue these in place. So I think if I did that myself, it would probably be fine. Okay, let's try this again. Ta-da! Can you see it? Isn't it gorgeous? So clearly, the Amazon reviews were wrong. It was just a bunch of angry people who don't know how to problem solve themselves. Because this is not broken on me. It's just, it does that weird thing every once and again. And then you just put it back together. It takes 2 seconds, and it's fine. The only thing that did break was this little button clasp thing. These aren't high quality buttons, and this isn't very strong fabric, so I broke it one day on accident. So it's very delicate. You can't go out into a storm with this thing because it's just gonna break. It's so delicate. But other than that, I've taken it despise that dude now. Like, there was always something about him that really I did not like, and I think it was just my psychic abilities telling me he was not to be trusted, so I never fully trusted him. And what's weird about it too is my dad brought me those mushrooms for free. Oh my god, I told myself I was gonna start reading, and now I'm telling another freaking story. Oh, sorry. I'll put this all at the end, okay? My dad brought me those mushrooms after my grandpa died because he knew I was struggling, so I didn't even have to pay for them. It was amazing. I had a bunch. I had enough to last me like a year or even 2 years. And I remember telling my roommate, like, hey, I'm really happy I got these. I have plenty. If you would like to microdose too, you totally can. I'm gonna leave them in this drawer. That was the mistake I made. But it's shocking that he wouldn't just like accept me offering him to use it whenever he wanted. Instead, he literally fucking stole them from me behind my back. And then I found out like a month later, by the way, he stole them from me right after my grandpa died. So it's like he knew I was gonna be like out of it, or like he knew I was gonna blame myself for it because I was like out of it. I was devastated. And I kind of did. I like was like, oh, I guess I probably lost them. Whatever. I'm not gonna focus on it. And I just like spiraled into a worse depression I've been in a long time. And I didn't really think about it. Like, oh, I should get more mushrooms, or oh, I should look for them more, because I did look for them a lot and I didn't find them. But I was like, yeah, I'm probably just out of it, even though I would never lose my mushrooms, so I should have realized. But I was not all there, okay? So anyway, I found my empty mushroom bottle. Mind you, enough to last me a long time. And he'd completely emptied the thing. It was fucking empty. Like, I'd ground them into a powder. And he took the whole fucking bottle. In like less than a month. That's shocking to me. And it makes so much sense because he was so fucking out of it. Like, I remember when I first realized he was really out of it, I burned my hand when I still lived with him, like pretty badly. And he didn't notice at all. Like, I had stuff all over my hand for a couple days, and he never noticed. And that's when I started to question. And then I noticed more and more stuff of mine went missing. The medication that I started went missing 3 days into me starting it, which is insane. I'm so glad that, like, I didn't start to rely on it too much. But it's funny because the mushrooms are really, really what was important to me. As really, like, the fact that he doesn't respect plant medicine or medicine at all. I just can't get past it. Because he knew, I explained to him how much those helped me and how happy I was to have them again. And I was so happy I was going to share them with him. It's shocking. Today's gonna be a shorter read, I'm sorry. Okay, let's get right into this. I wish I could wear that hat, y'all, but I literally can't for more than 2 seconds. It's so uncomfortable. God, when I look at the camera with the freaking ring light on, it hurts my head so bad. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Seems smaller and shabbier. That's kind of how it feels when you go back to your hometown after, like, growing up and leaving for a while. Everything's like, holy crap, this is so small, and like, I don't know, I kind of like it. You start to like it more, you think it's shabby. Wonder if that's what he's saying. But only because you don't live there. You know, if you moved back there, it wouldn't be good. Bladder before the bowl refilled with fresh water. Is this something men do? I just realized that Rosa is real and Livanov is... It's coming together, you guys. Oh, I just got goosebumps. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Livanov never actually loved Alma. He just loved her from was doing something wrong. If he's this worried about getting caught, why is he continuing to even go through with it? It's so dumb. And he does get caught. Kirksky catches him. Don't know when. We're gonna find out soon, though. Okay. Gosh. Livanov was reminded of what he wished to forget. That you did wrong. Karma. So guess what? I love you. Okay. This is how I know